Ladies and gentlemen, I am back from Hong Kong. I had a fantastic time, and it's very good to be back as well, though, back to making this series. And the support while I was away was fantastic. So just a huge thank you. And we have quite a few people to thank here. We've had a lot of new members, so a big shout out to all you guys. I do really appreciate the support of the channel memberships. But also we had some very awesome super chats, and some of them came with some suggestions and ideas and things. So I think that's what we'll do with today's episode. We'll start off with a bit of that. So first up, we do have to say an absolutely huge thank you to Derp. 100 Australian dollars. I think that is, well, I know that is my biggest ever super thanks. So a super thanks to you indeed for that. I really, really do appreciate that. And he also gave another $10 super thanks in a different video and asked if we could name a sheep after it, which I think is really the very least we could do. So we're going to start with that. Now, we did get into sheep in, I believe it was the previous episode. We got a couple of lambs here, right? We got this one here and this one here. So let's go for the blue one right here, the male dude. And we're going to rename you. So let's see, custom name with H. And we're going to call the sheep Derp, which is actually a great name for a sheep, right? A sheep called Derp. Well, it's a lamb called Derp that'll grow into a sheep called Derp. But thank you so much. That super chat is awesome, and I really do appreciate that support. I also received 2 super chats in currencies I've never received before, which is always very exciting. So a big thank you to, let's see here, Marhevka, for, now, am I saying this right? Polish zloty. It's the Polish currency. I might be getting that wrong, but thank you so much. I do really appreciate that. We also had some Argentine pesos as well from Esperani. So, guys, thank you both very, very much for that. I do appreciate that. And it's always nice to get new currencies. It's kind of fun. Now, Draconicus gave us a really cool name for our horse, who's letting himself out there of the, or herself, I should say, out of the pig pen, and that name was Eclipse, and it came with the $10 super chat, so thank you very much. So let's rename her right now. I think that's a really awesome name because she's all black with this little bit of white right here, so Eclipse is an awesome name for her. So once again, into management and animals, and let's see here, if we go down to our horses, the one we're using must be, let's see, must be this one, right? So we're going to name her Eclipse. There we go, enter that. And now, let's see, you should be Eclipse, right? Yes, you are. Okay, fantastic. So yeah, great name there. Thank you for that. I did say that if people want to suggest names for animals, we'll do it through super chats. Just because if it was comments, then I wouldn't be able to do it because we get too many comments and not everyone would get their turn. So we'll do it this way. If I do get any super chats, you can name any animal you want. If you want to name like a sheep, say, and I've already named the 2 sheep, then I will get more sheep. So yeah, feel free to do that if you wish. It's just a small way of me obviously thanking you for the donations. Some other donations as well. Thank you very much to Thor for the $5 super thanks. Much appreciated. We also had the 11.99 euros from Mike van der Veen from the Netherlands. That is some more euros for me to take to my Europe trip later on this year. So that's fantastic. A big thank you to you. We had $10 from Alice Davis, who was this super thanks came with some incredibly kind words. So Alice, thank you very much. It is, of course, always nice to know when my work is appreciated and people are enjoying it. So yeah, big thank you to you. And we had another one here, $10 Aussie, good old Aussie currency where I live, from 27 Hund 1. And this one came with a tip, of course, for the sheep and the goats. So it is nighttime right now, but we're going to get into some of the tips that I received from you guys about the sheep and goats and stuff like that. And also we're going to put some gates in the fences for the horses and also the sheep as well. So that's what we're going to do in the morning. But first, we need to sleep. What we want to do today is basically put some sort of gate into these enclosures. So we want one here for the sheep and also one down there for the horses and things. We might need 2 actually because we've got the extra area. But basically, if we don't have a gate, then we struggle to get in, but our workers actually can't get in. So that's really not a good thing and probably doesn't look good either. Now, the problem I have is if we look to use the official gates in this game, then we have these different options here. We have things like the stick gates, right, or wattle gates or anything like that. But these, look at them, they're very small in comparison to the rest of this fence, right? It's not going to look great. Then if we look at some of the other options, like the log fence is what we're using here. So if we look at log gateways, these are way too big, right? And they also will not look good. So we're kind of limited with our options. And I think what we might need to do is build this a bit more open plan. So what I'm going to do is, let's see here. Do we have our hammer on us? We do. We're going to set this to destroy. And I'm going to think about just taking down a bit of the fence. So what I might do is have this corner here and just get rid of it, right? And then what we'll do is we'll see, like, over time whether this is going to be an issue. Like, are sheep going to be escaping from here or not? And even if they are, is it a big deal? Because if they escape from here and they're just wandering around by the water or something like that, when it comes to nighttime, they should run and walk, whatever, but they should go back to their little pen is the point where they live in here. Look at them, sleeping and growing, so that later we can kill them and harvest them. Oh, oh, we need to cool down. Okay, I've not had this issue before in this game. So let's see. Let's unequip some stuff. We got our cap here. We're going to go ahead and unequip you. And we probably don't need our thick leather gloves either. So let's go ahead and unequip you too. Now, whilst we're here on the inventory, we have this Breathtaker knife right here. And we could sell it, right? You see it's worth 500. But the durability was pointed out to me by one of my channel members, Arctic Valkyrie. So thank you very much for that, Arctic. So 2,000 out of 2,000 here, durability. Let's go and get another knife out of my storage and do a little comparison here just to see the difference. So here we have some stone knives, and you can see the durability of a stone knife is 40. So when you compare that to the durability here of the Breathtaker, which is 2,000, that is huge, right? It also does over double the damage. But I'm thinking particularly for hunting, right? We probably won't need another knife for the rest of the game if we just keep hold of this. And that's what I'm going to do. That's going to be my knife for the rest of the game. We'll keep it on us. Then we've always got it if we need it. Oh, wow, we still need to cool down. Okay, so we're having problems. This is a warm summer we've got here, guys. I guess the joined hose can come off. I'm going to be running around the town naked pretty soon. That is a look, isn't it? I've got the fur boots. Actually, we could take the fur boots off. Although fur boots with shorts does look kind of cool. We take the shirt off as well. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This is a good look for the ladies. All right, we'll see if that does it. If that cools me down and you guys can handle this look for the rest of this period, then maybe that's what we'll do. It looks like we're still too hot. All right, let's, well, putting a torch on is not going to help, is it? Okay, the fur hood is also coming off, guys. We're backpacking it right now. Yeah, we're here for the party. It looks, though, unfortunately, like the fur boots are also going to need to come off. They were doing too much. They're great for us during the winter, but not this time of year. So we're just going to run around naked. I'm sure that'll be fine for this year. Hey, Rudolph, don't worry about your dad. He's not at all creepy. And we'll just store all of our clothes in here, I think, so I know where they are when I need them, but they're not clogging up the inventory space in the meantime. Okay, next up we have the donkey and horse enclosure. And once again, a little bit of an issue here with the gate. So we're going to try and do something a little bit different with this one. We are going to need to just make a bit of a hole here, but I want to do it slightly different. So what I'm going to do is make the hole out of there, just like that. Okay, that's good. Now let's go back to build mode. And let me think the best way to do this. I could go that way. Yeah, okay, I think this is going to look good. So what I want to do, let's go to log fences and make sure it's the same one, of course. We want to like link this up as close as we can get it to here. Like that. Hey, don't you escape. Look at that donkey straight out. Gets a little hole and he's just gone straight away. Okay, what I was going to do is just put like something like this and like this, right? So this will not prevent them from getting out, of course. They can still quite easily just walk around there, but it is a little bit more of a deterrent. And I think it just looks a little bit nicer. And we can walk in like this to obviously access them. Then for the pen that's over here, this is the question, do we want to do anything? See, this is just a breeding pen. But you know what? Long term, we probably do want someone to work it. And so because of that, we are going to need to go ahead and destroy a bit here. And I think for this one, I'll just take a bit down and we'll leave that a bit more free range like that. So that's what I'm going to do on this side. I will build those off camera in a minute. But of course, with the stables for the horses and donkeys, we do have the two sides that we need to concern ourselves with. Hey, dude, so this guy looks more happy just down this side. Anyway, he's not going to be on the other side for now. So what we'll do here is, once again, let's see, let's go back to destroy and just take down a bit of fence, just like that. Now, when I do that, the donkey ran straight out. I'm wondering if all the animals do that if they get the chance, or if that was just coincidence. Looks like he's just chilling. Now, actually, on this one right here, this pen, we only need the one entrance, which we've got around the front. Because the workers, they can get access to both sides. We can obviously come through here if they need to. And by going in through here, we then just run around. So actually, we only need the one entrance there. But for the smaller enclosure, that's just a breeding pen, we don't have a way around. Now, I don't think I have enough logs on me for this at all, but let's go ahead and get started on this. I'll make these two up and then we'll see how that's looking. And I realized I actually did have enough logs on me. I just couldn't count. But yeah, that's how that's going to look. If it's functional, I think it looks okay. As always, guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, but hopefully you will agree. Just thinking, actually, one other thing we can do here is you can get a bit of road. And I think what we want to do is just like, if you were sort of role-playing this, if you walk down here, you would cut like through like this, right? So if we did a bit of road just like here, coming down like that. So it's sort of like that. I think that looks better. Maybe. Yeah, I kind of like it. The fact that it's not perfect and it's just like a bit of stone leading into the enclosure because that's where you're walking and stuff. You'd wear out the grass a bit there. Again, you guys can let me know your thoughts. But at least now we have a way in and a way out. And that will enable us to get workers in there, well, working. Now, a few people suggested that we can put goats in with the sheep and then we can get a worker in here working it. And they can sort everything out. The worker can do all the stuff that's needed for this pen. with the goats and the sheep, and then we don't need to build a second pen, and people have said this is big enough and stuff. So that's what we're going to do today. I think it's a great way to get started until we have the money to invest in a proper goat pen, like as well as the sheep pen. So first thing we're going to need to do, of course, is buy goats. Now, in terms of coins, I've got on me here 821. But I think what I want to do with the goats is actually buy a couple of adults so we can get into doing the production and then get someone new to join the town. So that's going to be the focus of today's episode. First things first, let's find out how much the goats cost. And also, let's see how much dynasty reputation we need to gain, because the two could be linked, right? If we need to gain dynasty reputation, we can do quests, which will also give us money, and then we can buy the goats, get the goat worker in, and everyone will be happy. What we're going to do is talk to one of the people in our town and just say, hey, you know, where can I find farm animals, goats? So Ostoya, okay, so we're off to Ostoya for that. Once we're there, we'll try and hire a worker, and they'll tell us that we cannot hire them because we need more dynasty reputation, but we'll at least know how much we need. So it's time to get on to Eclipse. Let's give her a whistle. And where is she? There she is. And we're going to find our way to Ostoya, which is this one that's pretty close, so it's actually not too bad. Kind of know my way there already now, but even so, it's good to have a little marker, I find. So yeah, Naked Man rides into Ostoya on Eclipse. Let's see how we go with this mission and see what we can find. Alrighty guys, here are the goats, and I cannot get around to them. Let's see, they'll be around here. Here we go. And now this actually is pretty cool, right? Because the goats have got their wooden fence here that keeps them in, well, kind of. I guess this is a little free roam. But then they've got the fold built here, and then they've connected up some of this fence and made a farm, and then you can just get in and out using like a fence like this. So there's a good chance I'm going to steal this idea in the future. But let's stay on focus here. We need a couple of goats. So if I want to buy a female, it's 520, and if I want to buy a male, it's 325. So we need 875. My goodness, we're close to that 821. That's not too bad at all. So that's given me a lot of confidence that we're definitely doing the right thing by getting the adult ones. I think it's probably better for content as well. And then we can focus on the goats while the sheep are growing up and stuff like that. What we'll do now is get back on Eclipse real quick, and we'll go to the campfire and just see how much dynasty reputation we need. And I'll make sure to ask someone who looks like they're interested in farming or whatever, so that if we do happen to get someone, we're good. Because I know I've done a few quests, but I don't believe that we're at the level yet where we can get someone new. Anyway, I'll find that out for you and let you know. Here we go, guys. Okay, this person here is a farming level of 3. So creating a town, do you want to join? Oh, well, she actually does. So we're to Slower. Now, this actually poses a slight issue potentially, in that I don't know that we have anywhere for her to live, because if we go into our management here, I think the only houses that are not full right now are the ones that are like kind of out the way. So on the map right there, if I click close, that is the hunting camp, right? It's these houses down here that we'd have to get her to live in, but they already have families living in them. So it might be time to build a new house for her. And actually, I'm just thinking, and I'm doing this on the fly, so this could change. Let's just ping that there. That's where we're going. So because we're looking to do the goats and stuff, perhaps what I'll do is build a house near the goats for now and stick her in there. We can make like a bit of a themed area there, like a farming area. And later on, maybe turn it into something like we just seen. So we'd have like the house and then like an actual farm area as well as the fold. And that could all be going on in the same little spot. In fact, we could probably do that in today's episode, because I think my current farmer is not overworked in terms of the fields that he's doing. And maybe we can increase our farming output, because animal feed is something that keeps becoming a bit of a problem. So it'd be nice to have a farm there that's constantly producing all the things we need for that. Let's go and have a look. I'll figure this out, and then I'll tell you guys what the plan is once I know. Okay, so here's our fold, right? And what I'm thinking is, at the moment we just took down a bit of the fence there, which, you know, that's okay. But what might be better, if we go into houses here, what I'll do is let's do the simple house, right? Rather than just the small one. Although actually, do you know, for this, I actually think the small one's better. I think this fits the lore of what we're doing here a little better. So if we do this and we can get it in here somewhere, and we can, okay, this could be just about perfect, right? So let's place you literally just there like that for now. Then what I'll do is this fence can sort of connect up to here. We'll take out a bit of fence here and we'll rebuild that little bit over there. Which actually, that's so annoying that's gone now, because it doesn't connect up very nicely, but we'll see what we can do. And then we'll get like a little farm going on out the front or out the back. I haven't decided yet. So I'll do some building off camera, like the house and stuff, but then I'll bring you guys back in for some of the more decorational sides of things, and we'll get set up from there. The house is now completed. As you can see, I went for stone. I thought I'd make it quite a nice house, and we'll look to insulate it later on and stuff, although we don't need to right now, as we know it's hot this time of year. And then what I'm going to do in a minute is take down pretty much all of this fence. It's a little bit of a pain to do it, I think. And maybe not all of it, but like a lot of it, and just kind of redo it. So at least then it will look nice once it's done, and it'll be set up for the future. What I want to do now is make sure that we get our new person into this house. So let's see, this house must be the one right here because there's no one living in it. Let's go ahead and put in, and we've got to find her. Began with a W, right? U, I think. Yeah, let's put U in, accept. So now that that's done, most of those request things there will go away. Perfect. And what we're going to do next is get her in working with the sheep and stuff. So if we go to buildings here, what do we need? Animal husbandry, and it is the fold. And we're going to put you as a worker right here. So there you go. You're working in there. Now, in terms of the output, at the moment, we want it to be wool, but there's no animal because the sheep have not grown up. Once we've got the goats, though, that's when she can produce stuff out of that, right? So that we'll get that going in a second. Let's have a look, though, about how we're going to do the fences, and maybe I need to start planning out the farming a bit too. So, in fact, let's do a bit of this on camera. So, in terms of the farming, we need to see with the fields here, what direction do they go in? Like, if I wanted to put field out front, okay, a field out front is very viable here, so that's really good to know. That should mean then that a field out back isn't going to cause us too many headaches either. The only issues we are going to have is going to be around trees. Oh, what is this? There's a log there. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we have a log. Yeah, so we just need to think a little bit about how we want to do this in terms of these trees. I don't really want to lose them, which we will do if we place a field over them. But if we did put a field like right in the corner here, yeah, this works really nicely, actually. Oh, but it goes into the thing a little bit. Okay, maybe there's something I can figure out here. This is how the area looks now, and as you can see, I've added some decoration to it, including our first ever washing line, but it won't be the last. I did need to buy some linen thread in order to do this, and I spent a couple hundred coins on that, so we're going to need to make some coins before we are able to get the goats in here. But as you can see, what I've done is I fenced off this area right here, so we can walk in, and this obviously is for the house, but also for this right here, the little baby lambs, who are very, very cute indeed. And obviously the goats will be here as well. Now these are now entirely fenced off. So this corner right here, I placed the fence back and I redid a lot of this so it looks better than doing it sort of piecemeal. And then, yeah, we got the area here. This is her coming to work. She obviously lives there. I think in the morning she goes over to the fireplace with the rest of them maybe. And that's why she was coming from the other way. But she's going to be in here working and has a very short commute. And we've put some barrels down, some hay and stuff just to theme it. Then out the back here, the fence goes all the way around. And there are gates, so you can get in this way. The reason for this gate is because our farmer's going to be working over there. And it'll be the farmer who's working this field. It won't be her, because obviously she can only have one job. And we've got enough space for the farmer to be doing a bit more than what he is. And we can always like hire more people if needed. But we've basically got this field here. And then if we keep going, we've got another smaller field just here. And it's all fenced in, as you can see, and you can get around the house. Now, I wanted to make sure I kept these trees here, so that's why it's like small farms and didn't do like a big farm the whole way and stuff. I think having the trees will be nice, and we probably don't need that extra farming area. So that's what we've gone with, and the only thing to do now really is to get enough money that we can actually buy the goats and get them put into their new home. So that's the new plan. I'll have a think about how to get the money that I need, and then we'll get them situated in and hopefully start getting that building to actually produce stuff from the goats. While we have the resources on us, I'm going to place down another couple of washing lines. So I think they look really, really nice. So we got this one right here. This is going to be our house. So let's just place that down in the corner there. Maybe, yeah, I like to have them quite visible because I think it just looks really good next to the house. Looks like we've got enough materials to place some more down, so perhaps place some over in the village now. So let's have a look. Now, we did talk before, I think, about putting them out the back. We've got a lot of little people running around the village at the moment. They're all friends, so that's pretty cool. They're enjoying the geese and stuff too, I'm sure. So do we want to have some down here maybe by the river? That kind of would make sense, right? That's where they might be. So yeah, we could do that. Maybe just put one just down here like this, kind of arbitrary. And then I might put one down on the other side as well, because we've got a few houses along here, so you might have a couple areas. Now, I don't know if the villagers actually come out to work on these washing lines or not. It'd be really awesome if they did. Put that one maybe just down there like that. And we'll get some wash basins down here eventually as well. So it's sort of like fits the role play of washing clothes in the river and then hanging them up and stuff. We could also look actually, if we go to, let's see here, it'll be under workstations, won't it? So let's see, laundry workstations. We've got these other clotheslines as well. We've placed all the same one. Really, placing some different ones would have been a better idea, wouldn't it? So, you know what? It's a bit of a waste of materials, but because it's going to look better, I am going to do it. We're going to destroy that one right there. We'll place down something a bit different. So let's go back in, see what our options are. But I think it's better to mix them up. So ones we've been placing is that one there. So let's see about maybe one that's got less on it, right? Some bit less going on here. So we'll put that one down there, just like that. And then I think I'll redo these other two as well. So we're going to place this one here, down here. This is a bit of a bigger one, more going on. Kind of makes sense that where we've got all these villages, there'd be a bit more going on there. So that's that one. Pretty cool. And then the final one is over at my house, and I might place a smaller one because obviously it's just me and my wife that live there. So that would sort of make sense too. So we're going to get rid of you. One nice thing as well is actually if we go into the workstations, let's see, down to laundry, it tells you the number of them that you've got. So for example, this one here doesn't have any of these. Oh, it's actually quite a big one. It looks smaller on the thing, right? Oh, well, we're going to place it down anyway. There we go. So now we've got like one of each. I think that's a bit better. And let's see how that's looking when we get out of that. So yeah, just all these little things all add to the town a bit, don't they? It's just sort of little things that you'll notice as you're running by. But I do think it looks cool. These washing lines that are out the back here, I think these are going to be really nice too, especially from over this side of the village potentially, where you can kind of see them, but they're not as like prominent and obvious and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, cool. So next thing, we're going to make the money and get the goats in, but I thought I'd do that on camera because we haven't really placed those decorations before, so I just thought I'd show you guys that. We're just here at the market in Piestovia now to get a bit of money together, and the way we're going to do that is from bronze axes. You can see here I've made 7 of them up, and they sell for quite a lot. So we sell 3 there for 1,300. We've still got 4 more to go. So we've basically got people producing bronze for us, obviously at the smithy. And then every time I need money, this is just kind of what I've been doing recently. So let's get rid of those next 2. I'll sell the final ones, and then we'll see how much money that we're actually on. Okay, with them all sold, we're on 3,500, which is obviously very good. And obviously more than enough than what we need in order to buy the couple of goats. So maybe we'll get a couple of goats. And potentially then I might spend some of that money in the next episode if we end up going more into sheep, I should say, or even just like a future episode if it's not the next one. Anyway, for now, we are heading to Ostoya. We'll jump there. We are heading to Ostoya. Let's go buy those goats and get them rehomed. Here we are over at the goat enclosure and, of course, looking to buy a couple of goats. So let's see. We want to buy this one right here, this female. So we'll put you in the fold right there and put you in with the lambs. Hopefully they get on well with the lambs. And we'll buy the male as well, which is a bit cheaper. So we'll put you in there too. And there we go. Now we should be able to get some baby goats pretty soon. And they're going to look like this, which is very, very cute indeed. And obviously, you know, longer term, we can look to sell these animals or just produce a lot of stuff from them and then sell the stuff that they produce. We'll have a lot of options and we'll have to consider that as we go through. But for now, of course, we're just worried about actually having them in the first place. Now, what we can do now that the goats are in there, I believe, is if we go down to our animal husbandry fold, we should now be able to produce stuff, right? So buckets of milk we can produce. And these are obviously made from the goats. So we're going to be producing goat's milk. Now, for now, I'll put this on 100% because there's no real reason not to. And my goodness, this does not give you much yield, does it? I guess we do only have the 2 goats. And our current animal breeder is only level 3 on farming, right? So maybe that's why. But it's like 4 days just to get 1 bucket of milk. Hopefully they sell for a lot or there's something good we can do with them. But yeah, not the best rate just yet. I guess once we get more advanced, though, it should be a pretty good thing for us to be producing, and I'm sure there'll be some good stuff that we can do with it. Back at the fold now, and let's go see if our new goats are settling in. There they are. Hey, guys. Yeah, they seem happy enough. There is animal feed in here, 72% actually, so they're going to be full for quite a while. They don't seem to be doing much just yet. Maybe they're scared off by the lambs. And we have our worker here, so she'll be feeding them and also obviously making the buckets of milk, which is good. Maybe they're English goats. They're waiting to be formally introduced before they do anything much. This one seems really disinterested, just looking at the wall. I'm sure they will... Oh, what was that? Was that like a bee or something? That was so weird. What was that on my screen? Okay, that was odd. I've not noticed anything like that before. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, hopefully they'll start moving around soon. I guess we'll just keep an eye on them and see what they do. But they are here. They're happy. And hopefully over time they'll start breeding too. So from me and the newly named Derp the Sheep, it's once again the end of an episode. But a huge thank you to everybody for all the support, guys. It really does mean a lot. The next episode, not sure entirely what we'll be doing yet. It might be to do the sheep and stuff, but do let me know. Oh, look at that. The goats are just starting to poke their head out as well. It's quite a nice end to the episode there. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.